Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Season for the start of Season 7. We are moving teams once again, and I asked you over the weekend, who did you want us to go to? You have voted. 112 votes, 4 options, and the winner is Aston Martin with 47% of the votes, ahead of Alpine on 24%, Williams on 17%, and Haas on 12%. So we are going to be joining Aston Martin. Also the start of a women's revolution in Formula One. We will be hosting an all-female team this year, or at least we're going to try to. Maybe some potential issues with that, but let's make our way into the close of our time with Alfa Romeo and make the move. So here we are then on the final day of the season. We already covered everything we needed to do last time out with getting this team ready to be sunsetted. So we're going to go straight into the new season. Now, there aren't that many talented women drivers in the game at all at the moment. So we may have to be a little creative here. We are going to be going to Aston. That much is set in stone. But there are 2 female drivers that I want, and a third driver that is also a contender. The 2 drivers are Donna Tanner and Embry Plum, and the backup / reserve driver that we're looking at is I can't remember her name, but I'll know it as soon as I see her. So we're just gonna have a look. There she is, Carmen Jimenez. She's Alpine. That's already an issue. Donna Tanner is out of contract and Embry is at Red Bull. So what we're going to do is we're going to reload and see if we can get either of those 2 drivers, or ideally both of them, to not be signed so that we can then try and sign them, because they will not accept a contract offer from us because they'll have just started a new contract. So we have to try and clear at least one of them so that we can then try and sign them. So we're going to do an immediate reload of the final day of the season. And ideally, both of them will be available, and then we can sign both of them along with Donna. And I have done a few test loads like this just to see whether or not it would be possible. Embry always seems to get chosen by somebody, but Carmen doesn't. So we can get a save without her having been selected. We will select it. We will take that. Alright, so Embry is an AlphaTauri still. She's re-signed. And Carmen hasn't signed for anybody. So this we will accept. We're going to go to Aston Martin. So our driver lineup is Vladimir Belajaks and Pierre Gasly, with Manuel Gauthier as the reserve. It says there our car performance is 2nd, headquarter quality is 3rd, staff is 5th, drivers are 6th, but the drivers is going to become worse because the women drivers in this don't have high ratings, unfortunately. And we are no doubt going to have to spend a lot of money refurbing facilities as well. So it's going to be a very slow start, but hopefully we'll pick up some speed as the season progresses. So starting off, we have our sponsor obligations. Let's have a look. So that is quite a bit of money on merchandising. Starting balance of 19 million. That's quite substantial. Race day weekends, can we reduce that down? Yes, we can. Factory events, again, we'll reduce that down. Driver appearances, let's go both at 5. Confirm. Race driver weekends, both, leave it at 10. Race simulator events leaving at 0. Race hospitality 0. Memorabilia room, max that out. Go. And merchandising, that is an awful lot of money. I can save a good couple of million that way. I'll give you 21.5 million to carry across. We'll go with that. Okay. Oh, wow. We are up against it already. We are really up against it. The long-term objective is to be the Constructors' Championship winner. And this is the final season for that target, because it was set 2 years ago and hasn't been achieved. So we could fail that this year, potentially. Let's see. Technical changes. How much research did Aston Martin do last season? Nothing on chassis. Okay. Front wing. Very little. Oof. Rear wing. Very little. Ouch. Side pods. Nothing. Underfloor. Very little. Oh, come on, please. And a little bit more, but still not much on the suspension. Wow. Okay, we're up against it. So that means one of two things. Either they did very little research at all, or their facilities are so downgraded that, you know, the gains they did make were minimal, because their bonuses that they should have been getting were substantially reduced. I think it might possibly be that. That's not good. Let's see. Any changes to prize funds this year? Nope, it's all staying the same. We do have a new bonus point for pole positions this season for the very first time. And let's see. We currently have Mercedes engines. Kind of tempted to stick with that, because we haven't used Mercedes engines for a while. We have used Red Bull engines, Ferrari engines, and Mercedes engines at AlphaTauri. We used Renault at Alfa Romeo. Toying with the idea of sticking with Renault. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back. Let's stick with Renault. It'll give us an extra 2 million to play about with as well at the start of the year. There we go. Now it's time to have a little inspection. So, first off, let's take a look at the car performance. It's not showing us any differences. Decent staff by the look of it. It looks like it's still mainly the original staff. Dan Fallows, Ian Gregg, yeah, those two are still originals. Andy Stevenson's an original. William Joseph has come over from McLaren at some point. And Pierre Hamlin has come from AlphaTauri, who we got rid of quite early. He's been around. I think William Joseph has been somewhere else before us as well. Pretty good staff ratings. We are going to look at changing our staffing for female staff if we can afford to. That might have to happen later in the year. Might end up being just having to put that on hold till next season. Let's get the driver situation sorted first of all. So, we have got somebody here that we can take a look at. Anne Arnaud. Let's get rid of. Can't untoggle him for some reason. Let's see. Where is Donna? There she is. 25 years old, 82 overall, out of contract. Let's bookmark her. There's Embry. And yeah, just started a contract. Can't sign her. We may have to wait a month or two. We may have to wait a couple of races and then try and sign her immediately. We'll bookmark her. Who else is there? It's Carmen Jimenez, 21, 77 overall. She's my prime candidate to be reserve driver. Who else do we have? We've got Anne Arnaud. She's 21, 75 overall. Still in F2. We've got Abril Villalaba. Or Villalba. Who else do we have? Sakhir Ahmad. 25. That's old for an F3 driver. Daniela D'Angeli, 23, 71 overall. Can't bookmark her. Why can't I bookmark her? Do I have 5 bookmarks already? I guess I do. Why would it let me unselect Vladimir? Well, let's check out our drivers first of all. How you doing, Dino? Vladimir is on a 5-year contract. Are you kidding me? 5-year deal. Gonna cost 7 million to break that. Eesh. Gasly's only got 1 year remaining. How much is his contract going to cost to break? 7 mil as well. Oof. That's expensive. All right. 2 years left on Dan Fallow's deal. 4 years left on Ian Gregg. Engineers we're going to keep. Andy Stevenson we're going to keep. We might not be able to replace these guys this season. We just might not have the funds for it. Let's have a look. I'm wary of this bit. This is what's going to be painful, I think. Yeah, it's not great. A level 4 design center. Wow, look at these facilities. Level 4, level 4, level 5, level 4, level 5, and level 5. Okay, so the really expensive stuff is already done for us for the most part, but that means they're going to be expensive to refurb. That is going to cost 6.5 million to refurb. It's going to take nearly 2 months. The CFD simulator is going to cost another 5.2 mil. That's going to take 40 days. Suspension sim is going to take 36 days. 7.6 million just to refurb it. Oh my God, that's expensive. Ouch. Okay, that's just the car development facilities. Let's take a look at everything else. Team Hub level 5, Scouts are level 5. Wow, we've got 6 Scouts. Race Sim level 5, but it's going to cost us near 3.7 mil to refurb. Oi, oi, oi. And everything in here is pretty balked as well. Hospitality's level 5, level 5, level 5, level 5, level 5, and level 5. They have really spent a ton of money on facilities and then just let them degrade and made them useless. Thanks very much for that. Oh, Jesus. The amount of money we're going to have to spend just to get things back to standard is horrific. We'll get that one done straight away because that's a weekly contribution. Memorabilia room, I don't care about that. Weather center, not really going to be applicable for the first couple of weekends. We can ignore that for a while because that's 0.6 mil. Hospitality, don't care about that. Helipad, do care about that, but we're going to wait until we get close to Bahrain and then do that with a week before the race, so that we get the maximum period of time before we have to refurb that again. Ouch. Okay, let's take a look at our car. How's our car look, first of all? 17th, 13th, and 7th. 7th, 15th, 17th, 19th in dirty air. 5th and 9th in cooling. So the cooling's pretty good. All right. Definitely work to do. Let's take a look at the parts themselves. Start with the chassis. Chassis, middle of the road. 9th, 9th, and 11th. Front wing, not good. Not good. Rear wing, also not good. DRS is nice, but everything else is pretty rubbish. Side pods, again, really bad. Look at that. Oof. Underfloor, not great. Suspension. Oh, wow. Look at that. We actually have a decent suspension. First in everything except brake cooling and high speed, and they're still in the top 10. So we don't have to worry about the suspension, but we do have to worry about everything else. Oh, man. Oh, we have got our work cut out for us in the first half of this season, just getting things going. So let's start by saying goodbye to Pierre. So we're going to hire Donna. And we want her in car 2 to replace Pierre. It's cheaper to replace Vladimir. Ironically. We're going to offer a 5-season deal. Start date immediately. She's had a contract. She hasn't had an actual drive yet. We're going to offer her... Let's see. Will she take 1.75? Give her 100 grand as a signing bonus. She will take that. She was a little unhappy about the salary itself, but everything else she liked. So, it's expensive, but needs to be done. Right. 16 million left. We've still got enough to get rid of Pierre as well. So now we have to decide who that's going to be. There we go. It's finally unselected Belajak. So there is Carmen. I really want Embry, but she is locked into that new deal at AlphaTauri. So let's go back through the ranks again. Start marking up the other drivers that we couldn't look at. Got a little bit of time before we have to make a decision. Time to scout them all, that's for sure. Let's scout Abril Villalba. Sakhir is too old. Daniela. Again, I've got 5. Why do I still have 5 bookmark candidates? Why is Belajak still booked? There we go. Unbookmark him. I think I've gone too far down, haven't I? So Daniela. And is there anybody else worth considering? She is unavailable. Julie is unavailable. And now we're looking too low in the rating. So we have our drivers that we can scout. So, these are the contenders. Let's get scouts on all of them. We have not enough scouts, apparently. We need to hire some more. We've only got 2 scouts. Okay. I need 5. Screw it, we'll just go with the full 6. So, scouting, drivers. Let's scout Avril. Don't need to do a full scout on her because she is a reserve. Don't need to do a full scout on her. I don't think I need to do a full scout on any of these girls, actually. Carmen. And Embry. Still in a reserve role. Right. That's the driving scouts sorted. There is Diana. Renata's rating just isn't good enough. It's Diana or bust, basically. What about Aero? Sari, she's only a 73. Gladys is a 76 and young as well. Bookmark the pair of them. I don't think there are any female engineers. I think we had a look and we didn't find any. There's one, she's a 69. Well, we'll have a look. 55 and 55. Oh, Christ. Yeah, we're really scraping the barrel rating-wise down here, aren't we? In the 50s. Sporting directors. There's Ermgard, she's only a 66. Yeah, we looked at her and she was terrible, so... And I don't want to have a horrible pit crew again. So we have our list of candidates for various roles. We got a little bit of time before we have to make a decision. We've got basically until just before Bahrain to make a decision. It does mean that Gasly is not going to be on the grid this year, but given how he's been driving the last season or two, it's maybe not a massive loss to the grid. It sounds a bit harsh, but right. Now I need to decide where I'm going to spend the rest of my money. Do I work on facilities or do I work on improving parts? I'm going to do a bit of both, I think. We definitely need to get this done. That leaves me 9 mil. That's horrendously expensive. I want to get at least one part going. That would leave me with about 6.2 mil. It's enough for one part. But if I do that, then I can't replace Pierre without going into that. All right. Let's get a part going. So we need to reduce a lot of drag off the car and a lot of weight off the car as well. We don't have great downforce, but I don't want to start committing downforce upgrades until we've got at least the design center refurb. So just going to look at stripping weight. I'm going to throw all of my hours into either the side pods or the chassis. Just going to see what this looks like. A lot of hours to spend. Don't need to worry about improving cooling because cooling is already pretty awesome. Definitely do with finding some extra performance. That looks pretty damn good. All right, go with that. So one engineer on an intense build. It's going to cost 3 million. Go ahead and confirm that. 6.8 mil. I'm going to do the same with a chassis. Try and just find that little bit of extra performance if we can. Strip the weight off. One engineer, intense, that's going to cost me 2.1 mil. There we go. That's it. That's our car development. The start. Don't need to build anything. I'd love to do some more refurbing, but we need to keep some money in reserve. Tour center refurb is done. That's good. Start getting the maximum amount of that every week. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Knackers. Got to do the pit crew. Right. I'm not sure what they've trained so far. There we go. That is what we're going to program in for the rest of this month. Evening, Baron. Back to our inbox. So the tour center is going to start spitting out the maximum amount again. Team rosters. Here we go. This is the 2029 driver lineup. So Dino Beganovic has left Alfa Romeo and gone to Red Bull as their reserve. Charles Leclerc has re-signed with Red Bull. Not that surprised. Obviously no changes at Alfa Romeo, apart from Jack Crawford, who we signed to replace Dino. McLaren have kept faith with Norris and Ocon, and have got Sebastian Montoya as their reserve. AlphaTauri have kept Mick. Stroll has signed to replace Piastri, who I think has gone to Ferrari, and they've retained Embry Plum. We will try and yank her away if we can. Maloney, Pourchaire, and Hiroshi Onishi are the Haas lineup. Mercedes have got Tsunoda, Zhou, and Solov. Ferrari have got Piastri along with Russell and Gabriel Mini, the young Italian at Ferrari. We have obviously replaced Belashax with Donatella. Gasly will be getting replaced soon. And Manuel Gauthier is the reserve. And then going down to Alpine, it's Sainz, Giovinazzi, and below, with Magnussen, Albon, and Alvarez at Williams. Have a look at the F3 rosters. Any promising names in there? Sakhir Ahmad, I think we've got her on the short list. Juno, did we add her to the short list? I think we did. She was, what, a 68? There she is. Oh yeah, she can't race at F1. Okay, so no need to scout her yet. F2 rosters. Anne Arnaud, 75 overall. She is currently in contention for a reserve seat, along with Avril and Daniela. There's Julie and Sylvie, and that's it for us in terms of interest. Evening, Victor. Was Ferrari unavailable? Yes, they were. I put a poll up on the channel on Friday night, giving you guys the choice of which four teams we would which of the four teams we'd sign for: Haas, Alpine, Williams, or Aston, and you guys all chose Aston. Almost half of you chose Aston. So let's move on. Got our scout results back, so let's have a look at some stats. That's Diana Romano. Who will be replacing Dan Fallows, and oh wow, that is a lot to lose in chassis and underfloor and suspension. She's down in every category. How much would it cost to offer her a contract? $3.6 million to get rid of Dan. All right. Something for later in the season, perhaps. Don't want to leave it too long. Let's see. Drivers. So, Embry. Still not interested. She's down into average development rates, but she's 24, so that's not surprising. Yeah, this is why I wanted her. Look at this. 93 and 97. That's why I wanted to sign her. The rest we can work on, but having the control and accuracy already would make her, you know, a very, very exciting prospect. All right. So we couldn't get her at the moment. Let's have a look at Abril. 90 in cornering. Wow. 70 in braking, 79 in reactions. That's pretty good. 75 and 74 in accuracy and control. Terrible smoothness. Adaptability and overtaking aren't great. But 90 in cornering already. All right, she just seriously piqued my interest. Let's have a look at Daniela. In contention for a reserve role. Not the greatest of stats. Very aggressive as well. And she's already into average. And she's becoming less of an option. Take a look at Anne. 21 years old. She's still in high development rate. Good braking skills, good control. And everything else is good accuracy, okay smoothness, good adaptability. Everything else is pretty rubbish. But she's in contention for the reserve seat. I think we've still got to look at Carmen, haven't we? Yep, here's Carmen. She's now into average development. Blistering reactions, 92. 88 in control. Good overtaking and defending. See, I really wanted to sign Embry, but we may have to go with Carmen. So, that's how Donna stacks up. Donna is our number one driver. Embry beats her in most areas quite comprehensively. Still want to try and sign Embry at some point if I can. Abril was the other one that was interesting. I think we have to offer Abril the reserve seat. I mean, she's got some pretty rough stats everywhere else, so that's the problem. So it's between Abril and Anne for the reserve seat, I think. Both 21, both in high development rate. Both currently in F2, both racing for the same team. Both racing for Invicta. The smoothness and the adaptability and overtaking are issues. Accuracy is not really an issue for Abril. It's pretty close. Braking control, we can get those up. But there's more things to bring up. I mean, where she excels, she really excels. In cornering and defending. And reactions, she excels. But she loses out a lot in other places. I'm going to go with Anne. Anne's going to be our reserve driver. I just think it to be easier to train her up because there's less areas that we have to focus on. We can focus on just a few key areas, and she can become much more well-rounded. It's going to take a lot more work, I think, for Abril. So let's offer her our reserve seats. We'll put her on a 4-year deal. immediate start. Let's offer her a salary of $1 million. With a 50 grand signing bonus. Okay, she doesn't want 4 seasons. Drop it down to 3. And she wants a little bit more money. Okay, let's go to 1.2. Still turn that down. Alright, let's pump that up to 100. Still wants a bit more. There we go. We've got a little more than I wanted to spend in relation to Donna's salary, but we've got Anne as a new reserve driver. Still got time before we have to make a decision on who's taking over from Pierre. We've got some more scouting we can get done, so let's go back to our bookmarks. We've scouted all of them. Let's go into technical chiefs. We've scouted Diana. Let's go into aero and scouts. Sari, Koskinen, and Gladys Carter. And we had a couple of engineers, didn't we? Yes, we did. Marcus Dudley's been bookmarked there. Let's scout Minna. None of these are particularly excited me rating-wise. Kibby's the closest to anything that's semi-competitive engineering-wise. Okay, scouts are done. We're going to advance time again. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Set their development. So, Donna definitely needs to work on adaptability and smoothness and reactions. That looks like the right way to go. Yeah, put her on long run pace. Let's have a look at Anne. Where do we want to start focusing on her? Probably strategy. Although long run pace could also stand to improve as well. We'll go with long run pace as well. But Anne, not going to bother changing most of the staffing here, but we are going to look to try and keep the engineers, I think. I just don't think the other engineers are going to be competitive in any way, shape or form. We're going to keep Andy. Training and leadership, there we go. Head in refill. And then we're looking potentially at replacing these two, so we're not going to do anything funky with them. We'll just leave them on standard. Balanced. Advancing time again. William Joseph has gone up a point. More scouting results. Okay, so Marit. Ooh, look at those stats. Not much better. Gibby has some potential. Oh. So, let's have a look at these. So, Sari has excellent cooling. DRS and high speed aren't great. Mediums is pretty good. Low speed is meh. Everything else is pretty poor. Gladys, terrible cooling. Pretty good DRS. Pretty crap in the downforce. Excellent drag reduction and very good in the airflow. That's a slam dunk for Gladys. And they would cost again 7.5 mil just to replace. Oh, that's one that's going to have to wait till later in the season as well, I think. Or maybe next season. It's going to extend the deadline by 8 days. Okay. Chassis is done. Let's get that into manufacturing. We'll have one on each of the cars in time for Sakhir. But that's going to be the only part, I think, potentially. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? All right. Start of a new month into February. Driver development update. No improvements. Although we have got improvement here. Look at that. She's gone up 2 points in smoothness and a point in adaptability already. Good, good, good. Pick crew. Let's go custom as always. There we go. Give them a day off. Don't want to go too much above the fatigue level that we got. Don't want to go past 40%, that's for sure. Okay, that works. Two and a half seconds is the predicted pit stop time. So we might actually get some pit stop points relatively early on this season, which would be nice. We've got a little bit more money. Can we now lure away Embry? No, not yet. Don't want to bring one of these girls in just for one race, that would, or two races. That would be a little cruel. Having said that, I don't really want to race here at all this season. Let's get these side pods into production. I'll have one available. I've got so many engineers right now that I'm just not doing anything with. Let's save some money. Scouting. Not using any scouts at the moment. Let's go down to 2 scouts again. Ten days to go. Running out of time on my driver decision. And I'm going to have to go into debt. Oh, I know what I need to do. I almost forgot. There we go. Okay, so 4.3 mil. Everything except suspension is a bit of an issue right now. But I don't think I can afford to do an intense project on anything else yet. I can't. So we're not going to do another project. We're going to put that 4.5 mil that we've got into the cost of replacing Pierre. I'm going to hire her just for the first few races. We will replace her as soon as we can with with Embry. So car 2, 1 season, immediate start dates. At least we've reduced the cost of breaking Pierre's contract down by about 700,000. She's only going to be with us for probably 2 races. So I don't really want to break the bank too much. So that is our current lineup. But as I say, we are going to be looking to replace Carmen with Embry Plum as soon as we can. We are now 2.3 mil in debt. That's not ideal. Car is not good. That's not ideal either. Facilities are awful at the moment, although once we get the refurbs through, that will start improving things. Wind tunnel's still strong. Car parts test center's still good. CFD simulator's not too bad. The suspension simulator is terrible, but we've got a really good suspension right now, so we don't have to worry too much about that just yet. Once we get these facilities up and running properly, they are going to be beautiful. It's only been got one, maybe two teams with facilities better than us. Do need to get that up and running again ASAP, but that is way more money than we can afford right now. Board. Let's have a look. So, my objective is to finish in 7th or above, but they also want this done this season, which is to be the Constructors' Champion. I don't think we're going to do that. Not yet. Anyway, maybe if we get really lucky and get on a tear in the second half of the season, anything's possible. But yeah, we are going in with a very undercooked driver lineup in comparison to the rest of the grid, and our car is not in a good position right now. Design Center refurb is done, so that is now back to full spec at level 4. That will help with future development when we have some money. Yes, we are in debt, and the board are going to lose confidence. Well, should you give me more money? All right then, here we go. We are ready for the season opener. Let's see what our car looks like. Let's put the new chassis on both cars and hope we don't prang one. It's a nice healthy little boost there, as you can see. I am also going to put the new side pod on Donna's car. Let's see the difference between our two cars. It's quite substantial. So that's what our cars look like at the moment. Slowest in terms of top speed for Carmen, even though she's got the new chassis. Acceleration's not great. DRS is not bad, middle of the pack. Low speed downforce, medium is horrible. High speed is pretty bad. Dirty air tolerance is appalling. Average cooling, middle of the pack weight. Donna's car, better. 13th in terms of top speed, 11th in acceleration, and then much better in the low and medium speed corners, although not a massive improvement in the high speed, but the lightest car on the grid. So I have no idea what to expect. Donna's skill set is very specific in a couple of areas and very lacking in others. I am a little concerned about her control not being amazing. Probably look to try and work on control. Yeah, let's put her onto wet track. Carmen, she's only going to be with us for a very brief period. She's got amazing reactions, good braking, good accuracy, but terrible cornering. We'll work on her as much as we can while we have her. I didn't want to put Anne in the car because she's our long-term prospect. And if I put her in the car, I then wouldn't be able to drop her back to reserve because she refused that seat. And that would be it for her. So that's why we hired Carmen. I really don't know what to do performance target wise. The incentive is 2 in the top 14. I'm not convinced Carmen's car is going to be up to much. I think Donna's got a decent chance of some stuff here, but I'm just going to go one car in Q2. I'm not even going to go for one car in Q3 because I don't know. Screw it. We'll try one in Q3, one in Q2. I don't know if we can get one in both of them into Q2 or not. Fastest laps the incentive guarantee. I'm going to go one in the top 12. Finish position streak 2 in the top team for 2. Quali streak, I'm going to go 1 in the top 15 for 3. And there we go. That's our opening gambles in terms of sponsors. Let's head to Bahrain.
Welcome to Sakhir. Doesn't it feel good to be back? Every team and driver comes here with the same goal, to win. But that's for the end of the season. For now, they have to prepare to fight for F1 glory. Bahrain is known for high tyre degradation, as the asphalt here is so abrasive. The drivers are facing many low to medium speed corners, and any heavy braking will inevitably take its toll on the tyres. There's new blood competing for Aston Martin this weekend. Will they manage to be a game changer? No, let's get back to the racing.
Okay, one other thing we're going to do a little differently this season, or this year, and probably from now until the end of our run with F1 23, we're not going to use the book anymore. We are going to run the standard default setup for the first run every time, and then look at the feedback, and then just wing it based on the feedback we get. And we're going to do that every race from now until the end of time on this game. That's an added little challenge. So let's see how we do. Oh, did I just see a yellow helmet? No. Saw a yellow helmet in the garage, and by the time she's on track, it's green again. God damn it.
Radio check, please.
Alright, what are our driving numbers? 39. For Donna. And the 8. Oh wow, number 8 for Carmen.
Right then, we can take a look now. Here we are then at the 11th corner. Oh no,
not a great
that's
start.
Not how to do it. And I wonder,
At least she kept it out the
could they have
barrier.
done anything about that?
Could not have done anything about that. Well, she could have not. She could have done something about it. She could have not spun. But yeah, well, I mean, we've had some very temperamental drivers, haven't we? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to have a look and see which car is leading the field. I mean, it's probably Red Bull, but I wonder if anyone's made any improvements, any big gains wonder if Ferrari have come good this season. Russell's way up there at the moment. I wonder if Oscar can do some funky stuff in the Ferrari this season. They're looking strong right now. Oh, 49%. That is terrible. That's even worse. Ah, damn, Carmen making another mistake.
What happened there? Here we've got the Aston Martin. Nothing at this point.
Same corner. Except it was just a lock-up this time instead of a massive spin. What's she done to her tyres? She's taken 11% out of her tyres compared to Donna as a result of that. I think this is going to be a season where we are glorious on a few occasions and disastrous on quite a number of occasions. I just think there's going to be too much inconsistency this season. But I think we've got a real chance to settle things down a bit for next season. I think that could be where we really start to start punching. Alright, so we'll go with the 11.5, we'll go with the 5, we'll go with the 7.3, go with the 0, and we'll go with the 3.1. Let's have a look at that. That does not look right. I'll go with the 11 on this one. Alright, we'll stick with the 5.5. Let's pull that down a bit. Let's go to a 0 there. I don't think that's enough. Can't be that. Alright, let's try that. Let's see if Carmen can keep it on the track. There is something I need to do. Oh, he's in Hopefully he comes back out. There he is. Number 1 on his car. Ollie Behrman, world champion. In his debut season as well. We're not going to be achieving that feat with Donna this year, unfortunately. Maybe next year.
What was the balance, please?
Right, big improvement, 93%. %83% for Carmen. Still a fair bit of work to do on that car. And 0.6 of a second difference between our two drivers. And that's just, I was going to say that's just down to raw pace, but it's not. I forgot. It's the chassis difference as well. And she has knackered up those tyres.
Okay, we take the flag.
Wow, Giovinazzi sets the fastest time. Ahead of George. Isaac's up there. Albon's up there. He's suddenly found some form now. He's back at Williams. Evening, Mr. Water. How are you tonight? Right, let's see. What do we need to do with the setups? Let's see. Let's go down a bit. Get down a bit more. Got to go back up. So I can mess around with that. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go with 42 laps of fuel. And we want the mediums. All right, so let's go with the 6.4. Let's leave it on 5.5. Let's go. No, it is going to need to change. All right, let's go 3.7. No, I'm not liking this at all. Go 6.4. Let's pull that down that way. That's not enough. I'm not convinced, but we'll try that.
Flag is green, flag is green.
So Yuki has returned to the grid. Again, he was back last season with Alpine. This year he's in a Mercedes alongside Guan Yu Zhou. Let's see if Mercedes have managed to take a step forward this season, because they were appalling at times last year. Piastri and Russell definitely seem more comfortable in the Ferrari this year than Ferrari was last year. I think Ferrari have definitely taken a step forward. McLaren looking pretty quick as well.
How is the balance, please?
95. We found 2%. Right, how much can we find with Carmen? Oh, a lot. A lot. 97%. Much better. Okay, so maybe I went a little too far with the front wing, maybe not. Do need to bring this back, which means maybe that. I only need to 5%, so that's probably a little bit too much. That might be it. Ugh. I was just about to say, Carmen's had a pretty uneventful first run here and immediately locks up before I even got the words out of my mouth. I forgot to strip fuel out of Donna's car. Never mind, we'll do that in a moment. Alright, so it is close. Pull the front wing back. I'll go with that. Okay, fingers crossed we can get these pretty much locked in at the end of this run, because I want to spend the entire FP3 running continuously on the hards. But if we're not there on setup, I might have to tweak that.
Everything else okay with the car?
Still 97. But we're now optimal as opposed to rate. So technically it's an improvement.
How's the
97 optimal with Harman as well. Just that little bit away.
It's the checkered flag.
Alright. We need to change. I don't know if I can get away with making that change without breaking something. I'm just going to leave Donna at 97. 97 is close enough. What about Carmen? Same again. I don't know what it is that needs to change without breaking anything else. I'm not going to take that risk. And we will run her for the whole session on a 97 as well. That's not bad. Went in blind, got 97% optimals on both of them. Can't be too dissatisfied with that. So things we need to work on with this car. We need to improve downforce. We need to remove some drag. We've already made good steps forward in terms of drag reduction and weight reduction with the new side pod and chassis. Although only Donna has the new side pod. Carmen will get that in time for Jeddah. And we desperately need to improve our dirty air performance as well, because that is terrible right now. So airflow management is definitely going to be our big sticking point this season, I think. Looks like we've left Alfa Romeo in pretty good shape. Both Behrman and Hajar are up there. Schumacher is now the team leader at AlphaTauri, despite the fact that I think his rating is actually lower than Stroll's. Be interesting to see how Stroll does against Schumacher this season. Comprehensively outperformed by George at Ferrari last season. Porsche pops in a quick time. Both McLaren's very close at the top there. Both Williams looking a little competitive as well. First Red Bull is Leclerc. And he moves up to 5th.
That is the checkered flag, so we are box to swap.
And there we go. First practice weekend is done. Time for the first qualifying of the new season. And both drivers will have 93% starting confidence. Not too bad.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
There are 3 periods of qualifying ahead of the drivers now. Remember, only the fastest 10 will make it through to Q3 for a shot at pole position.
If we could just talk about Mick Schumacher for a second. Given his recent form, how's he going to be going into this session?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
So here we are, ready to resume.
Okay. So there will be no repeat of our amazing start last season with Alfa Romeo. That much I can pretty much guarantee. Let's see what kind of pace we have got in our car.
Okay, so that's a green light.
We stick to the plan.
You can bring the tyre in.
Track is clear, track is clear.
Yeah, excuse me yawning. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning. I'm
And the
tired.
track is now clear.
Hopefully I can stay awake. Max makes his way onto the track just as we go screaming through. Ocon is coming out as well, as is the world champion, Ollie Behrman. We'll watch his first flying lap once we're done with ours. Carmen's slightly quicker, thanks to the slipstream, but this is where she's probably going to lose out a little bit. Or maybe not. Maybe she's still close enough. Yeah, yes. Well, if Donna's got pace for Q2, potentially Q3, and we keep Carmen in the slipstream, then potentially they both have the pace
On charge on, right away, please.
for Q2, potentially Q3.
Drive to the Delta. And we are boxes lap.
There is our protege. So Max is going to blow our times out of the water, I would imagine. But is Max going to be quickest? Because we didn't actually look to see who's got the best car on paper going into this Grand Prix. So I honestly have no idea what to expect in this Grand Prix. Just going off practice, you've got to say Ferrari have been looking pretty strong. McLaren have looked pretty strong. Alfa Romeo have looked strong at times. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we are a second slower. A second and a half for Donna. She was leading the way. Second and a half slower than Matt. Ouch. That is painful. So painful. Ocon is second. Behrman is quicker than Ollie. He's quicker than Ollie. Quicker than Max. Only 21 thousandths quicker, but quicker nonetheless. Alright, let's get out there and do another run. That wasn't good.
Wake up those bikes.
Trying to create a bit of separation between the two. I don't want them to be too close to each other. There we go. See how we do with this. It's not very nice there, Cloud. I'll have no smart-ass comments about women drivers.
Garde your place quand même.
There'll be no one ahead.
Does seem weird to see women in F1. Yeah, it's been a long time. Maybe at some point in the future we'll start to see them breaking in again, but time will tell. Hopefully the F1 Academy will help fast track, well, not necessarily fast track, but help increase chances of women making it into the sport. Drivers like Abby Pulling at Aston have maybe got an opportunity somewhere down the line. I think it's too late for Chadwick. I think it's too late. It's definitely too late for Alice Powell, but we'll see. All right, that is a bit more like it.
Okay,
Big improvement.
Take it easy in your in-lap.
We're currently P5.
I'm going to leave them in the garage, see what happens. So, Mercedes don't look to have really taken much of a step forward, unfortunately for them. Stuck in the bottom here. Schumacher's bottom right now. Where's Stroll? Stroll is in ninth. Zhou and Norris are both out, so that early promise that we saw from McLaren just hasn't materialised. Ocon has got through to 10th. Half a second away from Behrman, who's still top from that opening run. Tsunoda and Schumacher looking to see if they can break out. Oscar and Russell way up there, third and fourth. Ferrari look like they've got a decent car. Maybe that's why they were so bad last season, as they just spent all their time researching this year. Maybe they actually refurbed their facilities and didn't let them run to, fall into ruin like most teams seem to. fear it may marginalise them further. I don't think the F1 Academy is meant to be a feeder system directly to Formula One. I think it's designed to be a feeder system into F3 and F2, but specifically for women. W Series was supposed to be like a women-only alternative, I think, to F2, but we'll see. We'll see if it's financially viable. I mean, W Series went out of business, just didn't have the financial backing it needed. Plus, it wasn't a good look that Chadwick had to keep competing in it because there was nowhere for her to go afterwards. All right, Yuki gets through. What about Mick, who had a very, very bad first run? Wow, Mick is out.
Okay, so that's P14. We are okay. Good job.
Donna made it through, but only just. We didn't get the chance to give her a slipstream run. Carmen got a nice little boost, but she's not that quick. Alright, let's try and do the 2-lap thing.
Track should be green now.
Was there not a very good woman in NASCAR? Well, that depends on who you ask. Some people will say she was okay. Some people say she's good. Quite a few people really don't like her. And that's Danica Patrick. She didn't really do much in NASCAR, but she did get a win in IndyCar.
Okay, and we need to wake up the brakes now. Make sure you give us a couple of good braking.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
Yeah, we have got clear track in front of us. That's good. Quite a few cars out on this opening lap, actually.
Charge your place quand même.
Carmen having a very good opening sector. Donna not again. Was it tyre temps? No. And the Haas is quicker than us. Donna's not really close enough to get the toe in the middle sector either. Yeah, Carmen is quicker than Donna. Not quite sure why, because she's not as good a driver and she's in a worse car. Donna just not having a good first lap, just like last time. Let's try him again. Porsche has gone through. Oh, wow. Yeah, Donna's a long way off again. So, 9/10 off Carmen. And about 1.5 seconds off Behrman's time now. About 1.6 seconds off. Long way off, basically. This run should be quicker. Confidence will be up a bit. Fuel will be lower, but the tyres will be more worn as well. Better chance of a slipstream on this run, though. Giovinazzi just in front of us, I think.
Track clear.
Who's going to get a very good toe off the back of Carmen.
Position is good. Charge your last corner.
We've got a Ferrari coming out. Oscar might get caught up in turn 1 here. That's not helpful. Ah, Carmen spins.
Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. And that's the moment they lose it. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
Well, that's killed her confidence, so we need her to complete the run, even though I would normally abort it, simply because she'll get a little bit of extra confidence for completing the flying run. Turn that off now. Donna improves.
Currently in P10.
Could have been a much bigger improvement had she not been blocked in the opening sector and then had to swerve to avoid her teammate in the middle sector.
Bit of an update for you. We're currently in P8.
And those tyres are done.
Okay, good work on brakes and tires, please.
Isaac not had a great first lap either. He's going to need to find some pace.
Track is clear. Okay, you can go. You can go.
And track is now clear.
Just beat the Red Bull out. That's good. Max won't get in the way. I'm hoping for improvements on both laps here. Right, they did both improve, but by how much? Okay, the gap between them's very small. Need to find a bit more. Isaac improved up to 7th. And we've got Max coming through behind us.
We have a big gap in front of us. Charge your plus corner.
So both drivers are going to be in clean air. No slipstream. So it's down to them and them alone. we need to find 3.5 tenths, 4 tenths. Stroll's on a flying lap, as is Yuki and Magnussen. Giovinazzi's improved above us, so we are 14th and 15th. Max has pipped Behrman by 1,000th of a second. Even Zeus. Now we are seeing improvements again. Yellow flag, it's not for us. It's for Magnussen.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Right, let's follow the action now at turn 7. Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there.
All right, Donna gets into the top 10. Carmen improves to 13th. Can we hang on? It's down to Stroll, who's under pressure from Piastri. Stroll gets through and knocks us out. It was a valiant effort. How much did we miss out by? 7,000ths of a second behind Magnussen. That was close. A valiant effort. But we do miss out on Q3. And it's Leclerc who takes pole position ahead of George. Max in third, then Stroll, Magnussen, Porsche, Piastri, Tsunoda's up there. Ollie Behrman down in 9th place. What happened to him? And Isaac in 10th.
It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
Now, Karun, how do you think Aston Martin's driver is going to be feeling ahead of this race?
I'd say they're in a good place right now. It's pretty clear what the expectations for them were, and they've done well in meeting them head-on.
But which team has perfected the strategy that will see them prevail here at the Bahrain Grand Prix?
All right then, let's pick strategy for the first race of the season. And I'm thinking I might try a one-stop with Carmen. I'm going to go with two-stop with Donna. Oh yeah, hard tyres not going to work here. This is something that I think needs to be fixed in the next game, is that you rarely ever run the hard tyres in this game. And yet it's all they ever run in real racing. You just never see them not running the hard tyres, or very rarely ever see them not running the hard tyres. We're going to go for the one stop, looking after the tyres, see what we can do. Not going to go with any extra fuel. All right, let's send it to the grid for the start of Season 7.
Here in Sakhir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit. Alfa Romeo's driver focused on the race ahead.
They've done well to secure a P9 start, and they'll be keen to convert that into some points.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? Here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Let's try to see what we can do.
Donna having a look, trying to get past Isaac. Carmen fighting with Ocon. Losing. It doesn't look like we're going to get through. So let's back off.
Ciao, John. We need a little bit more lift off if you can, please. We need a little bit more.
We think a little bit more like.
I don't think we're going to be contending for points consistently until towards the end of the season. I think we'll have moments in the year where we will challenge and moments when we won't. I think these opening races are going to be a bit tough with our drivers not having a relationship with their engineers, the car still being a bit pants, and our facilities still being rough, meaning our upgrades aren't going to be as effective as they should be. But I think by mid-season onwards, we should hopefully start to see a big step forward as the drivers and their engineers form better bonds, which means higher confidence levels, better upgrades going on the car, get the training sim upgraded or refurbed so they're improving at a better rate again.
You're good to push. Okay, we need something.
But we're talking long-term project, I think.
DRS enabled, DRS enabled. Currently P12. Okay, that's Ocon ahead of you. Sign's coming now.
Red Bull's already running away with it a little bit at the front. Let's take a look at tyres, who's on what. So Russell's on mediums and has just been overtaken by Porsche. Donna gets the move done on Ocon. And will get the DRS off the back of Behrman. Ajar has moved up past his teammate and Sonoda now, going after Piastri. And Behrman is about to make the move on Yuki. Carmen almost got past Seitz there.
Let the tyres come back to you.
And now we're lining up a move here on Sonoda.
Very good.
Although he's tucked right in the slipstream of Behrman here, so might not get him. No, not quite. All right, let's go into top up.
On charger.
What, maybe go with women? Oh, we talked about it at the end of the last season.
Recharge on is okay, please.
And then I put the poll up and said we were going to be going with women drivers and staff where we could. Carmen is a placeholder at the moment. She will not be our permanent number 2 driver. That will be Embry Plum as soon as we can sign her. But she's just re-signed as the reserve for AlphaTauri. So until that contract has gone through a little bit, we can't approach her. Maybe before the next race we can put an offer in, but we might have to wait till after Jeddah. What are their overalls? They're the green things that they're wearing. I know. I was just channeling my inner Leslie Nielsen for a second then. Donna is 82 or 80. Carmen 77. So worst pairing on the grid, I think.
Time to push on these tyres.
Oh, that is a sneaky Lando. Sliding up the inside there.
No need to push the tyres.
We're splitting the strategy here. We're going for a one stop with Carmen. So I'm not expecting great things from her in this Grand Prix. And we're going for a 2-stop.
And we can have recharge on, please.
causing a little bit of a traffic jam at the moment.
Overtake is available.
Manage your tires.
Maloney got me as well.
You can use overtake there if you need it. Just be careful with this time.
Carmen is going backwards at the moment.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Charge on. No more lift off required. Charge on.
Carmen's just been picked up by everybody, and it's a vicious cycle. She's losing confidence, which is making her slow, which is making her easier to be picked off, which is making her slower, losing her more confidence.
Charge on. We do need a little bit of lift off for the fuel.
Red Bull domination again. Well, Ollie was really quick in the first two qualifying sessions. I don't know why he ended up down in 9th in Q3. And they're only 2 seconds ahead, and they're probably only staying ahead because they're leapfrogging. We've got a job and a half to do with these two, says Adrian. Yeah, probably. They'll come good. It's just how long it's going to take. So I've got to get the car up to scratch as well. The facilities are excellent. They're just in really poor condition right now. We've got the design centre sorted, but we still need to sort out the CFD sim. Need to sort out the suspension simulator. Got a few other facilities that are going to need a refurb. The driver simulator definitely needs a refurb. And we've only done 2 new parts in the opening 2 months. A new side pod and a new suspension, new chassis. So still work to do in terms of bringing updates to the car as well. But at least we're not 8 seconds off the pace like Albon is. Why is he so slow? I don't think he's got damage. I don't think there was any contact anywhere at any point so far. A couple of undefines. Trying to get past Ollie.
But this is what happened. Here we've got the Aston Martin. It's certainly inviting. And the Aston Martin moves past.
Charge on.
And now we've been dropped.
An overtake is available.
Not sure the one stop's going to work for Carmen. Let's switch her over to the two stop.
Recharge on then, please.
Can press overtake where possible to discharge the battery a little bit. Charge on. Overtake available. Charge on.
Carmen just does not have pace at the moment. I mean, now that she's out of the slipstream, out of the DRS, her car isn't great. Her confidence is in the toilet, and you know, her pace is really suffering as a result. We have the fastest lap with Donna, which I'm surprised at. But I highly doubt we'll hang on to that.
Charge on.
And Yuki's pushing to close the gap up to the cars in front. Down to 11th place. Yellow flag. Who is that for?
Here's the
Oh, Carlos
replay.
Sainz.
Now this, I think, was at turn 13. And the car fails to respond. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
Oh, look how many places he lost.
Charge on.
Damn it, Ollie's pushing as well.
Charge on and box now. Oh, you can use the deploy.
Behrman's flying right now. He's just got himself past Yuki. Donna coming under pressure from Esteban. And that's Maloney in for an early stop at 15. We're boxing on the next lap, or the end of the next lap. We'll box a lap early, we'll box this lap.
Let's try to take opportunity. Charge on. Box, 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 box.
It's time to use any pace you have.
Thanks for that, Mike.
Charge on. Just keep looking after your tires.
Oh, Ocon's following us in. Right, this is the first test of our pit crew. McLaren going for a double stack. This is going to hurt Norris. 2.6, we get held for Ocon.
Reminders for Toland pit exit.
Schumacher gets out in front of Norris, and Norris really lost out there. We're almost... No, we're not. I thought we were almost a pit stop ahead of Carmen already, but about half a pit stop.
You can consider a little bit of anti-deploy where you can.
Such a low relationship with the engineer, it's going to take a really long time for that confidence to rebound. I should have just stuck with a 2-stop and not tried to go for the 1-stop. Right, Stroll is in, so is Max. Max is onto mediums. Decent stop.
Box now.
Yes, we are staying with Aston and our women's team until the new game comes out.
Drop down the plates now. Okay, charge on.
And recharge on, recharge on.
We'll have to do anti-deploy where you can.
I think we'll work on the wings next. Not a bad stop. No fastest lap for Zane. Number 2.6.
Clear and exit.
Evelyn Harvey.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Charge on now. Charge on for now.
So far, it's been pretty straightforward for Red Bull. Ferrari now in first and second though, although both drivers yet to stop. Got picked off by Albon. Just killed the confidence again. Try and get that place back. 16 seconds off the back of the train at the moment. And just struggling to find any pace with Carmen. We need Embry. Hopefully we can sign her after this Grand Prix.
Ciao, John. We're happy to stay where we are.
Now we just... I do mean just get out in front of Tsunoda, who ends up losing out to Schumacher and Norris there as well. New fastest lap for Carmen, but no, not Carmen, Albon.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Right, that's a good overtake. Oscar's in. Decent stop for the Ferrari.
Recharge on.
Cool the car.
Oof. Nearly hit Oscar coming out the pit lane there. Jesus. What was my starting balance with Aston? My starting balance was, after tweaking sponsorship and engines, about 22 mil, but it cost us 14 mil to get rid of the two drivers that we had, plus we've spent some money refurbing a facility as well. So yeah, money's not been great. We're in debt at the moment.
We can still do it. Reminder on the battery.
Alright, Donald's up into peak confidence, but out of battery.
Now we can
Thought
see
we were going to have contact with Maloney for a second there, because it looked like we pushed them all the way off.
There's the opening.
somehow
That's
got away
taken
with
the
that.
race and up into the points.
Battery is on the low side.
Palmer just can't keep up.
Drop the pace now, please. Ciao, John.
I think, given the circumstances around the start of our Aston Martin career, if I can get a point with Donna, I think that'll be a good day. I wasn't expecting massive things with Carmen, and she's going to struggle just to get out of the bottom 5 here. I don't think that's even possible. I think she's she's maybe in contention for 19th, maybe 18th at a push. Beyond that, I don't think she's going to move up at all.
We need a bit of recharge of the battery. Need to drop the pace.
We need to push.
What are the objectives of the season? To finish 7th in the Constructors, but also the long-term objective is to win the Constructors' Championship, and that runs out this season. So we ain't getting that one, that's for sure. Even on full push, I'm just not closing up. But then we knew the car was going to be rough.
Charge on, charge on. Let's go for a push.
Full push on tyres and fuel, and we're still a tenth, nearly 2 tenths slower than Albon. Aye, aye, aye.
A little bit more like her.
Oh shit, I just got dropped.
Charge on.
Confidence is still good though.
Okay, charge on, charge on. Charge on.
Well, bin for Carmen.
We've got a
Trying to
yellow
prove a
flag
pit stop
here.
time, and then we're just going to retire the car.
Box this lap, please confirm.
Almost getting picked off.
On click overtake, please.
It's a bad stop as well. Ugh.
Clear at exit. Gonna box this lap.
Charge on. You've got everything, press on hold available. Oh, we can cancel lift off. Charge on. And keep up a bit of lift off for fuel, please.
Definitely going to be a difficult start.
Charge on.
But like I said, once once we can get our facilities all refurbed and nice and shiny again, they are good. You know, level 4, level 5 across the board for car development. Everything else is fine. And then it's a case of getting the car improved.
John.
I'm struggling though to keep pace at the moment.
Too good to push.
Now I'm vulnerable to Sonoda. Nice to get that confidence up again a little bit more before the pit stop, if we can.
Charge on. Okay, charge on.
Oh, I'm going to get dropped, aren't I? God damn it. Yep. Wanted to harvest for just the briefest of moments and I got immediately punished for it.
Charge on.
God damn. Now Donna's confidence is starting to tank.
We look after the tires.
So we're not that far away from the points. I mean, we're only, what, just outside of the train that goes all the way up to 8th place. So we are still in play.
We need to push. Charge on. Let's keep the pressure on Sainz. Need to drop the pace.
Oh, we got hit.
Here we are, we're looking at turn 11. The cars jostling for position. And not just one car involved in that, as you can see. And they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
Thank you, Giovinazzi.
Something's happened. Looks like the Alpine. Let's have a look at that. Now we're at turn 11 now. Barely any room to manoeuvre.
Would have been nice to see a different camera angle from that, but never mind. Right. Minor front wing damage.
Just manage your tires, please.
And minor suspension damage. Well, we haven't replaced the suspension yet, so that's okay. But the tyres did just take a beating. As did our confidence level. Oh, it's in the toilet. God damn it. Oh, we got the penalty. Come on. Why is it we're always the one that gets penalised when it's the other driver that makes the mistake? Quick stop, but we didn't serve the penalty, so great.
Okay, to pick up the pace.
Can't be a double DNF.
Ciao, John.
Our pace is going to be abysmal. That was Sainz running wide, I think. Yeah.
Right then, we can take a look now. Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner. And they just can't keep on the track. Fighting with the car, just a little perhaps.
So not a great start to our, to our women's revolution here. We couldn't get one of the drivers we wanted. We got unfairly penalised. And now running at the back with wing damage. I don't even have another set of softs to go on to. And I've got suspension damage as well as that wing damage. We were in contention for a point. Certainly wasn't nailed on. Now we're not even in contention to get in the top 15, I don't think. But a 2.4 second stop, so we might actually make it into the into the pit stop competition, into the top 10 with that stop. What is our pace right now? 135.8. It's not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. We're on brand new tyres as well. I think that might be all she wrote. See if our pace picks up at all on this lap. Science is going to be out before we even get to the pits. .135.1. Better, but it's still not quick enough. Right, let's clear off that penalty. Then we're going to retire the car.
Box, box.
It's a 2.7 second stop. Not great. And that is it.
Box, box.
So we're going to whiz through the remainder of the race because I'm absolutely tired, exhausted.
Sorry.
And we'll get prepped ready for tomorrow night's race. We'll probably watch the last couple of laps. Yeah, the biggest issue we had there was the loss of confidence leading to never having a chance to recover. We saw it with Oscar and with Schumacher when in the early days of our AlphaTauri playthrough, when the drivers lost confidence, and because the relationships with the mechanics were still quite new, it meant that they lost huge amounts of confidence and took a long time to rebound, and we just never had the pace to get back into contention. It's exactly the same in this situation. You know, plus with the damage as well, we were never ever going to recover back to 15th, which is where we ideally needed to finish. So,
And there's been quite a crash.
let's see
Right,
what
so
happened
this
with
was
Norris.
the
He got the
fourth
penalty.
Pushing a bit too hard at this point.
Yeah, it was a little
Has
naughty.
to be said, that was pretty risky. Who was at fault? Well, there'll definitely be fingers being pointed.
So Norris has a penalty. This is going to be a win for Max. He's not going to have it all his own way. Behrman's got himself up to third. Stroll putting him under pressure. And let's watch this three-way fight for the last spot on the podium. Norris is going to drop out of the points. That 5-second penalty is going to drop him down to 11th place. But he should finish clear of Schumacher. Oh, here comes a move from Charles Leclerc. Maybe not. He thought about throwing it up the inside. Into turn 14 there. He's going to have a look into turn 1. Stroll tucks into the slipstream. And now has an opportunity to go at Behrman himself. Stroll being Stroll, throws it away.
Let's see what happened there. Now this
And that
was
has just given the
corner,
podium to Ollie,
and that's where they slightly run off the
because Charles
track.
isn't close
That won't
enough
do the floor of the car.
to make the move on this final DRS straight here. So not a bad recovery from Behrman, starting in 9th place, has worked his way up into 3rd. He's going to get on the podium in his first title defence. Only 7.5 seconds behind Max. It's not bad.
Max Verstappen over the finish line, and today's winner.
There's Norris, and he will hang on to 11th place, but he'll miss out on points. Hajar and Piastri will both improve by 1. So, wow, Russell all the way down there at 15th. What happened to George? Did he run really long on those? Yeah, he did. Look, he ran really long on his middle set of tyres. He still had 65% left there. So Ferrari doing silly Ferrari strategies again, by the look of it. And there we go.
Well, well, well. That seemed pretty horrendous for the Aston Martin driver.
See, why don't we have one of our drivers with that helmet?
Cut their race short, but
So
they'll be
silly.
doing everything they can to come back stronger.
So, Karun, with the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
It's not been the greatest weekend. Both drivers need to step up and show what they can do, and the team have to be there to support them.
And that is about that for this weekend's action here in Bahrain.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
So then, confirmation of the result for the opening race of Season 7 of Hardcore Mode. It is a win for Max, ahead of Théo Pourchaire and Ollie Behrman, rounding out the podium there. Both drivers gaining multiple positions across the race. Leclerc down 3 to finish in 4th ahead of Stroll, who threw away a chance of a podium on the final lap there. Magnussen in 6th. Ocon up 5 places to finish in 7th ahead of Tsunoda. Piastri down a couple of places, but does get promoted up 1 at the end thanks to Norris's penalty. Isaac, also the beneficiary of that, gets himself the final points. Norris in 11th with the fastest lap, does not get the point for it, unfortunately for him. Who started on pole? Was it Matt? No. Who was on pole? Charles Leclerc. So Charles got a bonus point. Charles will be on 13 points because of the bonus point for pole. First time this year we're having those. And then looking further down, yeah, terrible for George, down 13 places. On for good points there. Up 6, up 7. And then us. Double DNF. Not a good start. So there you see that bonus point for Charles Leclerc there. With the pole position, putting him on 13. See what the constructors looks like. It's 38 points for Red Bull. Strong start for them. Ahead of Haas with 18. Alfa Romeo with 16. AlphaTauri with 10. Williams with 8. 6 for McLaren. 4 for Mercedes. Only 2 for Ferrari. And then it's Aston Martin and Alpine. We are bottom of the pile, but that's not surprising considering it was a double DNF. As far as the pit stops go, though, we made it on the board. Just. It is a 1-4 and a 2-3 for the top 2 teams. So it'll be a slight lead for AlphaTauri. 4-point lead, I think. McLaren get 1 car up there in 5th ahead of both of the Ferraris. And then it's Mercedes with Tsunoda, Alpine with Giovinazzi, and Donna gets 10th. So it's AlphaTauri, 4 points ahead of Red Bull. Then Ferrari on 14, McLaren on 10, Mercedes, Alpine, Aston with 1 point, and Williams, Alfa, and Haas on 0. There you see our stops, a 2.6, a 2.4, a 2.7, a 2.6, and a 4.29. So, yeah, a little bit of work needed with our pit crew, but certainly a lot faster than Alfa Romeo's pit stop from last season. 5 and 9 in overtakes, 19 and 10 in defence. 0 successful overtakes for Carmen, and 5 and 8 in defence. As far as the sponsors go, well, we didn't get the finish position streak, but it was an incentive, so that's okay. Didn't get the fastest lap, didn't think we would. Didn't get the finish position or 1 car into Q3, but we did get 1 car into Q2. We make 3.2 mil. We lose a little bit of cash, but nothing too horrendous. Right. Oh, we got a design center improvement option. Yeah, we are taking that. We need that. We are in debt, so can't really get any benefit out of the out of the design center just yet, but we will get some benefit out of it at some point. Let's put a replacement front wing on and a replacement suspension. There we go. I had hoped to get a new part started, but having just spent money on the design center and having been in debt, we can't do that just yet. We can do in a couple of days, though, when a new month kicks over. There you see our CFD simulator still needs a bit of refurbing. Our suspension simulator needs a lot of refurbing and a lot of money to do it. So it's going to cost us, what, 13 million to get our car development facilities just refurbed. But once they are very good. Staff facilities, it's going to cost us another 3.7 mil to get the race sim up and running. And operationally, well, yeah, there's a few things that need attention, but nothing drastic and nothing urgent. which is good. Let's check in with the boards. Disappointed. Yeah, not surprised there. Obviously, we have a little bit of debt there, which hasn't helped either. Let's take a quick look at whether or not we can now make an approach to Embry. Not yet. Maybe after the next Grand Prix. Let's advance time a few days. There we go, we've got another chassis. That's a spare. And now we can get the new side pod fitted to car 2. There you can see the improvements that will gain. Quite significant in the medium speed. Quite nice in the top speed and the low speed cornering as well. And high speed will only go up 2 ranks, but still pretty good. Still pretty good in terms of the actual value of increase there. So that will definitely help. Dollar has low morale. Yeah, not surprised. All right, how did our developers improve? How did our drivers improve themselves over the month of February? Let's have a look. Donna, overall 82, gained another point in smoothness and a point in adaptability for Carmen. Looking down at Anne, she gained a point in adaptability. Get some training in for the pit crew. And we can go another day here as well. There we go. And then when we come back from Jeddah, got a nice little period before Melbourne as well. So we'll slam in some more training on both speed and technical skills. Good stuff. Going to be a good month for getting our pit crew trained. Right, before we go any further, which of these stats really needs a bit of boosting? Jacks. And new tyres on. And we're getting there. So let's go jacks. New tyres off. New tyres on. Car release, and we'll go car release again. Trying to balance the stats out a bit better. There we go. It's a little bit better, a little bit more balance. And we are looking at just inside 2.5 seconds as well for a pit stop. Good stuff. Right. Got some money. Got 4.1 mil. Again, I don't think it's quite enough. Get an intense project done. Let's have a look at a rear wing. Uh, 4.35 needed. A couple of $100,000 short. We will hold off for another week or so. Want to take advantage of this new development boost that we've got going, but don't have the cash right now. Got a new ATR period. Almost got enough money. $4.32. I think we're just short. We are just short. All right, so we're going to have to wait till after Jeddah. And then after Jeddah, we will have another look and see if we can sign Embry to replace Carmen. She is definitely a better rounded driver, will give us a bit more consistency. There you can see the big difference in stats. You know, that 98 control rating, that is phenomenal. So yeah, that is the plan. We'll be back at the usual time tomorrow of 8 p.m. for round 2, where we will go to Jeddah, see what we can do. Hopefully we can at least earn a bit of money with the sponsors. We can get a new part in development after Jeddah. And then we'll try and sign Embry to replace Carmen. We may have to wait till after Melbourne, but hopefully we can get her after Jeddah. And see where we go from there. But not the best start. Not the best start at all. But not completely unexpected. I didn't think we would do amazingly well. I didn't think we would double DNF, but well, technically we chose to double DNF, save a bit of wear on the car rather than take the licks. But yeah, could have gone better. Could definitely have gone better. All right, well that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.